Hello, Superfly Tribers. My name is John Richardson and I work with Michelle on 2 or 3 different projects. And I am, to cut a very long story short, a guy who has been a sort of a serial entrepreneur for many years. I have run umpteen different kinds of hospitality businesses, sandwich bars, fast food, the glamorous world of fast food, garden centres, believe it or not, domain name registration businesses, restaurants, and lots of coffee shops. I have written a couple of books on running running coffee shops, which sell extremely well, and we run a coaching, consulting, and sort of online selling business, online membership site for the coffee shop world. But I also have a golf product, which is based upon an idea that I had many years ago, which I then procrastinated about for quite a long period of time. But then put in place about 7 years ago. And that was the dream that I'd had as a child, to try and see whether I could shoot a level or subpar round of golf. Now, whether you're interested in golf or not, that's basically, I went from being a very bad golfer to being a very good golfer within the space of the year. Now, the convenient thing about that little project was that I was told by a number of very famous golfers that it was impossible. I was told by Sam Torrance, who's a very famous Scottish golfer, to dream on. And that, when I achieved it, that subsequently became the title of a book that I wrote after that, which has been one of the best-selling golf books in the UK for the last 2 or 3 years. It spent well over half a year at the top of the Amazon golf charts. And it sells very well in the States, it sells very well in Germany. I've got a Spanish book deal that I'm signing tomorrow, and it is being made into a movie at Elstree Studios in April 2013. So it's been a very interesting journey. As I say, I work with Michelle on 2 or 3 different projects that we're sort of putting together at the moment, and I have used video a lot in terms of the whole process. But what I want to try and do is give you a little bit of an idea, a little bit of a sort of a psychological way to try and trick your mind to keep going at the production of your Superfly videos. To try and get your way through any form of something new like this is great to begin with. You kind of work away for the first 2 or 3 days, you get caught up in the euphoria of it, and then suddenly real life comes in place and you have to try and sort of do all of those other things and continue to produce the video. And what you will do is you will continue to then look for the excuses to try and back out of that. So there's a little technique that I've used, which I got from Jerry Seinfeld, which is the sort of X's on a calendar. And what you want to try and do is get yourself a very, very cheap calendar like this, and you're trying to produce X's every single day when you do your video. And what happens is, it's difficult to begin with, and you keep going. You get into the 2nd week, and suddenly you have got a chain of X's. And by the time you get to here, if you miss the 10th, for example, you break the chain. So what you're looking for is not just the support that Michelle gives you online, not just the support from all the Superfly Tribers that are with you. It's little ways to try and continually convince and trick yourself to keep going. So this process is what Jerry Seinfeld used to write every single day. When he got past a certain stage, when you get to 2 or 3 weeks, you do not want to miss an X because you are breaking the chain. And if you end up putting an X in just to try and persuade yourself that you've done it, you're kidding yourself, and it becomes quite an unpleasant thing to do. So get yourself a very cheap little calendar like this, put it beside you, start your big red X's and keep going, because you're trying to get from here to day 30, and there will be this kind of an exponential increase in terms of the quality of the videos that you're doing. But don't break the chain. And a really useful thing to do is to go and look at the very first videos that Gary Vaynerchuk used to produce, or the very first videos that Marie Forleo used to produce, and you'll see generally how bad they were. And those two are probably what you might regard as 2 of the best kind of online video superstars that are out there. Now, they've been at it for years, but you can see the progress that they're making. You will, with the support of Michelle and Pip, end up with a dramatic increase in your quality of not just the way that you speak on camera, but also the quality of the videos that you're managing to produce. So use this little trick and as many little psychological tricks as you can to keep yourself going. One other one as well is give yourself a consequence for failure. If you say, yes, Michelle, I want to do it, or I know I'm going to do it, and you get yourself all excited to begin with, and I've seen this time and time again within groups like this, people get tremendously excited, they promise the earth, but they don't give themselves a consequence for failure. This is a consequence for failure because you're breaking the chain. But if you say that you will give £100 to your local charity, or you will make a bet with a friend, or you give yourself some substantial consequence for not doing this, you start to make the success inevitable. So what you've done is you've decided that doing 30 days of video is the right thing for you to do within your business, whether it's online based or not. You've decided it's the right thing to do. Why not put as many little tricks in place so that you can make that success inevitable? So you get to your 30 days, you end up at the end of those 30 days with this thing that you knew you wanted to have at the start, rather than having this sort of doom of failure halfway along because you might have broken the chain. So I wish you the best of luck, and hopefully we'll maybe catch up at an event or something that Michelle does at some stage in the future.